Everybody, Fleming from CON.EX and Fitness for Life here with this week's exercise in our CON.EX programming. This week we're still using complex exercises, so different exercises put together to try to keep focus on the nervous system, not necessarily the intensity, thinking heart rate and everything, but the connection throughout the body and that movement and movability in the body that we want to connect with and have a good connection muscle and movement wise. So for this exercises this week, we're going to use a couple of rags. We're going to use a belt. It could be a towel as well. If you're on the floor that's non-slidable, then we're going to use a chair instead, and you're going to use a wall or a door. But we'll get back to that when we're doing these exercises. So with these complex exercises, we are doing a little bit longer intervals. So we are doing a 90-30, so 90 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest. We got 5 exercises. We're going to do it all twice for a total of 20 minutes, but 90 seconds of work. So the first exercise, we're going to use our belt. We're going to use a rag, or a couple of rags here. So our belt is going to be set so that when it's on the outside of my hand, shoulders are down, so it's on my knuckles here, and I got to keep my arms straight, then my arms are about shoulder width apart. So that's the belt setting of the belt. If you're using a towel instead, then you got to grab the towel and again pull away on the towel. So we want to keep tension on the belt or towel. Then we're going to lie down on the floor. We're going to take our rags and place them about shoulder or hip width apart. I'm going to lie down on my back. I'm going to put one foot on each rag. Then again with the belt set on my knuckles, palms facing towards each other, shoulders are down and packed, arms are straight. I'm going to pull my arms apart so there's tension on the belt here, and then lifting my hip up, making sure that my core is in contact, so I'm not arching in my back, but trying to keep that pelvic tuck. From here, keeping that tension out in the belt, I'm going to try to straighten my legs. Not all the way out, but just out to I feel that tension on my hamstrings, keep that tension on my core and my glutes, and then I'm going to pull one heel up at a time, keeping pressure down on my heels. Once I'm in, I'm going to pull my arms above my head, keep pulling my arms away from each other, go up as far as you can, then back up, and then pulling your elbows down, back up in straight arms, and then out with your legs. Again, one in at a time, keeping pressure down on your heels, arm up, down, and up again. So keeping tension. Again, it's not a speed exercise. It's a question of keeping tension and keeping in control the whole time. If your floor is not slidable, then we can use the chair instead. Put our heels up on the chair. Same contact with the belt. Pressing my heels in, lifting up first, pulling myself down, arms above head, keeping that tension on the belt, back up, pulling down, up, and then lift again here. But keeping that tension on your heels and keep the tension on the belt or towel the whole time to create that muscle tension. So that's the first exercise. And the second exercise, we're going to use the belt again to create some tension. And on this one, the position of the belt is the same. Out on the knuckles, palms facing towards each other. Again, same distance with the belt here. Shoulders are being pulled down. We're going to do a front lunge, back lunge, knee up. So I'm pressing, pulling my arms away from each other, feeling my shoulder blades kind of squeezing in between each other. And then I'm going to step forward, feet about hip width apart, step forward, down, slightly touch the knee if I can. Back up and then straight back into a back lunge on the same side, and then I'm going to press that front foot into the ground and pressing the knee up towards the ground. I'll balance a little bit off.
Let's do that one again.
I'll show you again here. So keeping that shoulder down, forward, back, and pressing up. Foot in, down, back, and knee up. When my knee is up, I want to keep tension on that glute. I don't want to lock my knee, but press my foot into the ground, press my knee up and hip a little bit forward, tension on that glute. Now, if you can't get your knee all the way to the floor, then that's fine. We're just going to do a step forward. I'm stepping forward, making sure that I feel nice balance and stable. Back up, into the back lunge, and can still do the knee up and forward and then alternating side. If that's still not a good idea, then we do an offset squat. So my feet are not parallel. I'm going to pull one foot back a bit, shoulders are down. So this is the equivalent of my front lunge. I'm pulling myself down into my squat. Might not be a very deep squat, but I keep tension on the belt, pressing back up, foot back. So this is my back lunge, but still keeping 2 feet flat on the ground, knees out, pulling myself down and then pressing up with my knee up, finding that balance. It might just be knees just off the foot, just off the floor, and then you can work up, going higher and higher. So we've got to keep that balance on our leg and the contact on the floor with our foot. So that was exercise number 2. And we go to exercise number 3, which is our leg thread side plank, now with the pull. So we're going to use our belt again, go back on the floor, and I'm going to be on my forearms, elbows in, palms in. My belt is now down to around my wrist instead. Again, towels, just hold it between your hands. From here, we're going to push the knee back. I'm going to tuck that tailbone underneath. So I'm going to round that low back, keeping that tension on my lower abs, core is connected, pressing my heel back. So this is my start position. From here, knee up to opposite elbow, or as far up as I can. Then go back, and then the other side. And then as I'm coming back, I'm rotating out on the outside of my foot, and then pressing up into my side plank. And here I'm pulling on that belt, so my elbow wants to pull up and back, and I'm pressing the hand down into the ground, feeling that tension in between my shoulder blades, going straight back down into my whole body, leg thread, roll over, and again pulling up on that belt. So from here, I might just go really short range of motion, trying to pivot over on that, rotate in my leg thread, and then go over. Or I can go down on my knees and then press over onto my side plank, get pulling on that belt, back in, lifting up, knees in, over, and again pulling. So I have plenty of time when we're doing 90 seconds of work to keep contact and trying to make that movement as fluent as possible. If you need a rest in this, with your knees in, then you can press back a bit. But try not to go all the way back, and try not to lift your elbows off the floor. So as long as I'm here, I'm still under a little bit of tension. I can rest a bit and then go back down, lift, down, over, pressing my hip forward into that side plank. So work it nice and easy. Again, 1 or 2 reps on each side might be plenty for you in the 90 seconds. It's fine. That was exercise number 3. We go to exercise number 4. And for that, we're going to use a wall or a door. If it's a door, make sure that the door is securely locked. Preferably a door that's opening towards you and not away from you, just to be safe on this one. And I'm going to stand, take it's about a step forward from the wall. Feet about shoulder width apart, and I'm going to grip the floor with my feet. Keep tension on my glute, keeping my hip as stable as possible. Shoulders are down and back, and then I'm going to lift one arm up, looking at my hand. I'm going to follow that hand, go as far back as I can towards the wall. If I can, I'm touching, but I keep that contact on my feet on the floor and trying to push my hip forward so I'm not dropping my hip. Pressing forward, looking at my hand, and that might be it for me today. Lifting up. I might not even go over and touch the floor, just get a sense if I can feel that tension on my hip, contact on the floor, and then looking over at the wall and back in. If I can reach the floor or the wall, lifting up, looking at my hand, then I can try with the other hand. So look at that and try to go as far as I can towards the wall, might touch and then go back. And then I can go on the other side, back over, or I might just go as far as I can. Depending on the range of motion I feel, opening up that front side of the body. You shouldn't feel any aches or pain in your low back. The same with your shoulders, so go nice and easy. We don't think of you as being mobile. We might have to make you mobile before we can do this, so work into it. If you can, again without losing that connection with the feet and the floor, lifting up, hand on, and then I'm going to move the other hand on. I'm going to switch hands here, press that hand into the wall, and roll back up on the other side. So lifting up, looking at the hand, hand on wall, over here, and again lifting over. So I'm going to keep contact, keep connected with the floor the whole time, and then work into that mobility. That was exercise number 4. Now we got the last exercise of the day, which is a spinal rock, where we're going to go up to a table position, depending again on our range of motion, where we might be at today. So we're going to start on the floor, sitting down, and I'll start this nice and low. So here, depending on our range of motion, again, the mobility of the low back, contact with our ab, and that connection between that mobility and contact to the abs. We can start with the hands on our knees. So that's my kind of like a safety guard. Shoulders are down, and then I'm going to try to roll back. I'm going to try to round my back as much as possible. Try to put my low back in the floor first, and I might just go down to my arms so straight here, and I'm going to lift back up, opening up my chest. As I'm sitting up, arms will go above my head or as high as they can. Might be here, lifting up, putting my hands on the floor behind me, grabbing the floor with my hands, shoulders are down and back, and from here I'm lifting my hip up. And here go as high as I can, and then pulling myself back down. And then I might be able to go without using my arms, so I'm putting one vertebrae on the floor at a time, nice and slowly down, without losing connection, pulling myself back up, and then again arms above my head, hands in, shoulders down and back, gripping the floor with my feet, and lifting my hip up, pulling myself down. From here I can start doing a roll. So I'm lifting my feet off the floor, rolling up, sitting up again, lifting my chest up, opening up, chest, arms down and back, keeping that connection into the floor, and down. Now, if your shoulders are not ready to put that pressure on, or your wrist might be hurting, then we can do another version of this. So I can put my arms forward, I'm rolling down back again, one vertebrae at the time. When I'm down on the floor, I'm going to pull my heels towards my glute, gripping the floor with my feet, and then lifting my hip up. I'm going to pull myself back and down. Now I'm going to slide my feet a bit forward. I don't want to lose that contact with my feet on the floor. I'm going to pull myself back up and lifting up. So now I'm doing that hip extension when I'm on my back instead of when I'm sitting up. So no pressure on my shoulders, no pressure on my wrist. All depends on where you might be at today. So try to get this being as smooth as possible, and try not to make faces. If you have any shoulder pains, don't go like this. Then just keep your arms nice down to the side and feel that connection in, and then we can move into that mobility, and that's bigger movement. Now, try them out. We're going to go live on Wednesday morning on our Facebook page, on Fitness for Life Facebook page. Look us up. There's a lot of other live shows or live trainings there. So take care. Have a great day and train safe.